Shocking new information has come out this week from David Schuster, who, of course, is a journalist and former television host that I admire and respect a lot. But according to David Schuster, Republicans in Congress have been briefed by people at the DOJ and the FBI. And those Republicans were told that those Epstein files that Trump is, of course, fighting tooth and nail to prevent from being released, those Epstein files are far worse for Donald Trump than any of you can imagine. Here is what Schuster put on social media. He said that there is speculation/rumors sweeping through the GOP caucus about the details of the Epstein files. A few GOP House members say they've heard from FBI, DOJ contacts that the Epstein files, with copies in different agencies, are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls. The report continues that Schuster is referring to an October interview in which the Trump biographer Michael Wolff told the Daily Beast that he had personally seen about a dozen Polaroid snapshots of Trump and Epstein, in which Trump was photographed with several topless young women on his lap. Wolff said Epstein pulled the photos out of a safe and spread them out like a deck of cards on his dining room table. And of course, Pam Bondi was asked about the Epstein safe during her recent grilling from the Senate. And instead of answering any questions about whether or not the safe does or doesn't exist, she decided to berate Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse for taking money from a guy who also ended up, with Epstein. So this is rather shocking. But I will say, take it with a grain of salt. Schuster is not saying this as a statement of fact either. He's saying, this is what I'm hearing. So we need more evidence, of course, to back it up. And I will add, Raw Story said this. According to Schuster, Republicans' anxiety about the contents of the Epstein files is compounded by more than 100 plus Republicans who are reportedly planning to vote for the bipartisan discharge petition by Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, which only needs one more signature in order to force a floor vote. And that's why Adelita Grijalva is not being sworn in by Mike Johnson yet. So, again, we don't know for certain that this is what is actually in the files. But if we go ahead and assume for the moment that all of this information is true, that, hey, there's worse things than Trump with topless teenage girls in his lap in these files, it makes sense. So let's look at it through that lens. Does this story even track with reality? Could it possibly track with reality? And the answer to that is yes. I mean, after all, Donald Trump is fighting tooth and nail to prevent the release of the files. He gets irrationally pissed off when anybody asks him about it. I mean, part of the reason Republicans don't want the government to reopen is because if they do, Adelita Grijalva gets sworn in and the files get released. So they're enjoying the shutdown as much as anybody. So all of that makes sense. Like, why are you protecting this? Y'all claim it's, the Bill Clinton's in there so much. But then release it. Like, let's make Bill Clinton look bad. I'm all in favor of that. I don't care. But y'all aren't doing any of it. You're not releasing anything. Pam Bondi's repeatedly lied. The files are on my desk. And then she's like, no, I didn't mean my desk or the files. I meant I was at work that day. Whatever stupid excuse she gave. So it makes sense. But it also begs the question, what's worse than Donald Trump with underage teenage girls sitting on his lap topless? Because again, if we're assuming this is accurate, then there's worse in there. So I don't know. This administration is going to continue to do everything possible that they can to prevent the release of these files. These files will eventually get released to the public. It may be this year, maybe next, it may be 4 years in the future. Eventually, we will get the answers that we all deserve. But I think it's going to be further down the road than any of us would like. Hey folks, I don't know if you have noticed, but we are like this close to 1 million subscribers. We do not have much time left on this year. We are already entering the holiday seasons. I know everybody's busy. Everything in politics is crazy, but I want everybody to refocus your efforts right now. We have got to get to that 1 million subscriber mark before the end of this year. So if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Spread the word, share the videos, get as many people as possible as you can. Not just because we want to hit 1 million subscribers, which we definitely do, but most importantly, politics, real voices talking about politics, is becoming increasingly rare. We are watching as corporate media outlet after corporate media outlet bows down to Donald Trump, universities bowing down, lawyers bowing down, giving in to his insane demands even when they are in the right. We will never do that. We are not going to stop. We are going to continue bringing the hard-hitting and sometimes fun news of the day. We're not afraid of anyone. We're not afraid to tackle any issue. So again, you want to keep this going. You want good, unfiltered news that you can easily digest and move on with your day. Subscribe to Fair and Balanced and spread the word. Get more people on board, and let's hit that 1 million subscriber mark before the end of this year.